everyone, welcome back here to my channel where I play Planet Zoo. My name is Nissa and today we are finally having a domesticated horse mod in Planet Zoo. It's been some time, I think it was summer the last year, where Leaf and some other modders, but mostly Leaf, made we had sheeps, we had cows, we had I would like some more species of cows. We even have a cat. We have cat, sheep, goats, all of the things. But we do not have a domesticated horse. You know I have been building farms in Planet Zoo. You know I have used the Przewalski's wild horse as a domesticated horse because it kind of looks like one. But now we can have a domesticated horse, and not just any horse, but the Fjord. And yeah, it's called a Fjord. Just a Fjord or a Fjord horse in English. In Danish, it either is called a Fjordhest or a Nordbager, which is depending on whether you like them or not, I guess. They are so beautiful. I have ever actually worked with some of these guys here in Denmark at a living museum where everything was like it was like in the 40s and 50s. And we have some of these. They wrote the carry. What's it called? The wagons. But you could also use them to plow your field. And I actually both tried that both with the Fjord horse, and the giant Shire horse, and they're both beautiful. They are mostly famous for this yellowish color. I will say the picture on here is paler than what I have seen them in real life, but it is definitely within range. You can also see them even lighter. Normally they will be lighter on the belly and then have this ombre effect to the back and the top of the head. They have the light mane with a dark stripe through the middle, and this dark stripe, you cannot see it on the picture. I apologize, I could not find a good picture of it, but the black or dark stripe in the mane starts between the ears, go all the way back down the back, and in the tail, which is the easiest way to recognize these beautiful horses. Yeah, and you can see here in the game, they clearly have it, which I really do appreciate. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. They are stronger horses. You can clearly see the muscles on the one here. I think this is a riding version. They have been bred for both, so sometimes you can get one that have been bred for generation for one thing or another, but it's still the same species or subspecies of horse or race. I think race is probably the right word. They are beautiful. They are not the tallest out there, but they are strong when they are trained. Anyway, let's get into the game. Here it of course is. We have a few colorations which I didn't actually count on there being. But we have this more yellowy color here. And then we have the paler colors. Yeah, you can clearly see it on these two. I think this coloration is the one I'm more used to, and this one is clearly lighter. I'm not sure if we have 2 or 3 colorations because of the yellow is over here, the more tan color here, and the more like pinkish toned back here. I need to look at the color on that screen because that's doesn't look like it should. Anyway, they are quite beautiful, and of course they also have their foals. We will look at all of the things. Anyway, they are of course domesticated. When you look them up in Wikipedia, you can of course search horse. But it is here as domesticated horse, and then when they use parentheses, it doesn't always work. So if I just want to write Okay, it does show up here. That's a good thing. It doesn't always, and we would like it to. Uh, anyway, let them move around. Here we have the beautiful picture of the little horsey population in the wild unknown. Well, I actually think there are in the mix. Yeah, here you can actually see it says Fjord, though it says it's Norwegian. Yeah, Norwegian, Danish, Swedish. We have some of the same words, not all of them, but some of them. I think it's kind of like English and Scottish. So yeah, but I heard before that they come from Norwegian originally. Um, oh, no picture. Kind of makes sense though. Originally domesticated in Norway, one of them need 300 square meters of land and nothing else, and they live in places from -9 to 43 degrees Celsius. We'll say though there can be colder than -9 in Norway, but they are quite easy to keep. Something is wrong here. South Americans gold for llama gold. Yeah, Leaf will have to explain himself there. Group sizes up to 8, 1 male and 7 females. Again, they are domesticated. Most likely you would have like all of the, I'm not sure what it's called in English, but you will have like groups of females, groups of males, and groups of not sterilized males. Anyway, but group size up to 8 no matter gendered. Social hierarchy is constantly in flux on small fights. That's something we see with a lot of domesticated livestock actually. Which is why it is sometimes easier to just keep them apart, especially with breeding. You really want to be able to choose who breeds and who do not breeds. They are monogamous. That's new. I never heard about that before. Confident and guests can of course enter the habitats. I kind of feel like we should build like a small one of these like old things in backyard zoo. Backyard zoo would be perfect for it because I love when I was a kid going to zoos that had these where you draw the horse around with a little kid on it. Not ethically, so I wouldn't like it in a modern zoo, but in backyard zoo it would make sense. They grow to 60-inch tall, which is a 120 plus 30. It's a meter and a half tall. It doesn't state if it's like shoulder or head. Normally horses you do in stag, it's called in English, which is not shoulder but the highest point on top of the shoulder. Live for around 30 years and weigh around 8 sorry, it's not a ton, it's 1,000 pounds. It's 500 kilos and half a ton roughly. Reach sexual maturity at age 3 and can reproduce until they die. Will only get a single foal every year and are pregnant for an entire year. Should be easy to get to reproduce in captivity. For enrichment, we have the grab ball, the herb scent marker, the plant screen, the rubbing pillar, the scratching tree, and the other scratching tree, and the latch ball, the sprinkler, the musical keyboard. Food enrichment, we have the grazing pole, latch barrel feeder, hang grazing feeder, melon feeder, and scarecrow. No interspecies enrichment, though you could actually in real life use these as enrichment for instance, if you have a zebra that got hurt, so you take it out of the group, then put in another horse that have a good temperament, which the Fjord have. So it have someone to go and live with until it is ready to get back to the other zebras that are, in general, more aggressive than zebras. The same with donkeys that can be harsh to each other, or simply other races of horse that don't have the same nice temperament. I will say some of the thing I will notice. My screen does weird things today, so I may see something you don't. Um, yeah. Yeah. It's pale yellow on the screen where I record on, and where I have the game, it's beautiful yellow. But when I think it's just the screen over here doing weird things. So yeah, it's just if the color is weird. Yeah, I hope it's not. But here it is fairly well done. He did forget the boogers. Most horses have what's it called? It's not boogies because it's not like firm, but snot in the nose like all the time. So he could have made it shiny in here. Small detail, but yeah. Texture wise, it depends on where you're looking. We have one of the weird lines there, a weird line there, a weird line there. Here it actually looks really, really good. They are half shorter fur compared to some other horses, but in general, domesticated horses are more practical with short fur, so that's why we breed them with short fur. The dark line I talked about, it is important they have the whiteness here, or the lightness. It's not, don't have to be completely white, but the light color on both sides, and then the black line in the middle. I do think that he made the black line very thick. Normally the black hairs here would also lay on top on the white, because the most forward hairs will be white. The black line will end between the ears and not continue any further than that. So the hairs completely in the front will be still light color, and on the side light color, and then in the back of the front hair you will have some of the darkness laying in the middle on top of the others. He didn't do the line, like it looks like he tried to do the line but just gave up or something, because it should go down here all the way to the tail. It's the thing that makes you recognize the Fjord every time. It's weird. Do better. Sorry. Most people will never notice, but because it's actually an animal I have worked with a lot, I noticed stuff. Again, good texture overall, but then here you can see this weirdness going on here. And I also think like the longer strands of hairs don't look great. Like this is not great. And the same up here. It's not great. But the texture here is really great, and he does get that way the mane normally goes for these. So I'm not mad at that. It's just like he just wanted to be done with it, and he didn't want to make all of these thin strands of hair, so he made the thicker ones. And I think it's really sad because the texture overall is very, very nice. Hoof is not connected here. Same over here, and the same back here. Small detail. Most people will never know, but I'm sad about it. Though it won't stop me for building for it, to be honest. Ears very well done, and the movements also seem to be well done. They do swim. Never seen that in real life, but I never seen a domesticated horse enclosure with the opportunity for them to swim. Let's see a baby horses. Here we have Helga. Helga is a female foal at the age of 2 years. I have no idea if they have gradual aging. Why I mention it? It doesn't have the line that I haven't seen like newborn Fjordists, but I have seen foals, and they should still have the line. Same issue here, I will say, but it's more allowed here. I will say, I think so anyway, but the hairs going this way is weird. It is real that the mane, of course, is much shorter, and they didn't have the poof up here yet. I do really like that they have this like hair turnaround thingy. I'm not sure what's called in English. I like that it has that. It's cute. Most of the face, oh, beautiful. Again, we don't have the snot eyes. I didn't mention that before, but the adults' eyes are beautiful, and so are the babies. If you don't see this, it's in really good resolution. You can see small lines going from the pupil outwards. You can see we have some amber brown, we have some dark brown, we have some cold tone brown. Most of it is very red tone brown. I have a lot of coloration going on, and I really like it. But then we have the lines there. Yeah. We have small wrinkles there. Nice detail. Nice detail. And the hoof seems to be placed on the feet this time around, so that's great. In general, as I said, none of this is enough to stop me from playing with it, but I would wish that he have given the last details a little more love. As you can see here. Yeah, it's really the sad way of looking at it. But overall, they are beautiful. No matter what I say. I really love them. So, yeah, should we see them swim? They do swim fairly well. Again, I think they're the same size as the zebra, maybe a little bit smaller. In height, not in thickness, because she's thick. And it's muscle, guys, it's not fat. Where zebras are made to be sprinters. Again, you can use these to pull a plow through a field. They can be really much muscles, but they can also be the fat old girl you have going in your backyard. They can be both. Again, they're good girls and good boys. So yeah, they do look a little sad when they stand like that, though. So yeah, we're gonna end it here, guys. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. That took a little longer than I expected, but as always, guys, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications so you know the next time I upload a video. We'll hope to see you again at the comments below or in the next video. Bye, guys.